Okay, this is a lesson on angles and parallel lines. First, we need a few definitions. A transversal, this line here is a transversal. It's a line that intersects two or more lines at different points. So you can see this transversal here intersects these two lines, but they're not all crossing at one point on the plane. So we're going to say that T and R, in this case, we're talking about parallel lines, or parallel, that's a symbol for parallel, and line M is the transversal. We also have other terms in here. This is called the interior. The space in between the two parallel lines is the interior, and then the place above and below the two parallel lines is called the exterior. And this is exterior over here. So we can talk about the angles that are in the interior or the angles on the exterior. So now in the case when they're parallel lines, then we have corresponding angles and they lie on the same side of the transversal. In corresponding positions. We talked about corresponding angles and corresponding sides. Same concept. So you can see if I were to click and drag this line and put it up here, this angle here would correspond with that angle there. This angle here would correspond with this angle here. And you can see these are two obtuse angles and these are two acute angles. And when they are parallel lines, only when they're parallel lines, these angles will be congruent. So you see, if you can figure out, we're going to number these angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in Edpuzzle, you tell me which 4 pairs are corresponding angles. Okay, the next type of angles we're going to talk about here are alternate interior angles. And I want to have a picture of this here again so we can refer to it. So bear with me. This looks a little strange, I know. Interior angles lie in the interior. Remember how we called this the interior? We're in between the two pair of lines and are on opposite sides of the transversal. So that means that we were talking about 5. We're talking about these are your angles that are in the interior, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we're talking about the angles that are opposite, then we're talking about 3 and 6, and 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles. And again, when these lines are parallel, the pairs of angles will be congruent. So now you give me, on Edpuzzle, name 2 pairs of alternate interior angles. Okay, we're going to, you see how the measurement is here. I'm going to number the rest of these angles. And I want you to find the measures and identify the corresponding and alternate interior and supplementary angles in this picture here.